Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Life. Now, this evening, we are talking to Thabile Chauke, a childhood sexual violence survivor, brave movement advocate, and a motivational speaker, about a powerful and thought provoking film titled My Justice, My Voice. Now, this short film sheds light on the harsh reality of childhood sexual violence, which often occurs in environments where children should feel secure and safe. Now, through the personal stories of three survivors, the film explores the complexities of sexual abuse within families and emphasizes the importance of holding perpetrators accountable. Now, it also underscores the need for stronger child protection systems and global efforts to prevent such violence. Now, we are going to delve into the impactful message, of this film, and also discuss how we can work together as a community to make sure that the world is safer for children. Thank you so much for joining us on Prime Life, and welcome to Prime Life, Thabile.
Greetings, greetings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Now, can you tell us, what inspired the creation of My Justice, My Voice?
Look, I was raped at the age of 17. I was still a teenager. I did get justice with what happened to me. So me coming up here and speaking up, I want someone out there who say, I'm a victim, to speak up so that they could also get justice because we have a lot of victims whereby they're afraid to speak up, they keep it to themselves or they are being intimidated by perpetrators. So we need to speak up and get justice. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, before we actually move into the film itself, right? And that's if you're comfortable. I'd like us to get into, the story of when everything happened, because I think it's very important for people to be able to interlink the two as to where this passion is coming from. As a 17-year-old, when this happened to you, were you aware of what's happening? Was it by a close member of a family? Because you highlight the importance of saying that, often at times when children are abused or violated, it's often around places where they should feel safe.
Yes. Okay. Firstly, I am conceived out of rape, meaning my mom got raped, and that's how I was conceived. And then, with all that was happening, she had to take me away to her relatives. The very same people that were supposed to take care of me and protect me, they abused me, they treated me differently, and I was rejected. I was molested, I was physically abused as well. And then, as a teenager, I got raped by someone that I knew, a friend. That's what happened to me. Yes.
And I'm so sorry about that. And I'm really, really so happy that, regardless of what happened, you came out as a survivor and you are now speaking for people that need a voice. Now, can you tell us about, how the short film contributes to the conversation about childhood sexual violence?
Basically, here, as I said before, that we want to reach out to the victims, you know, whether young or old, someone who's saying that I am experiencing that, but I don't know where to go. I don't know what to say. But we're trying to show them that here we are. We spoke up and we are survivors now. We are no longer a victim. I'm no longer a victim, but I'm a survivor. I was able to speak up, and I also got to heal. So, yes.
Mm. Can we also talk about, the challenges that are usually faced by victims of sexual abuse, and, what do the stories actually reveal about them?
There's a lot of challenges. On my case, when I opened up the case, the perpetrator got bail. And I don't know how he found where I live. I was staying with my grandmother. He found the house and he came to intimidate me. The mother was even bribing me. So I felt like the SAPS was failing me. Why do they get bail? Such people, they don't deserve bail. We need to be protected as victims, things like that. Mm.
And the film also highlights, the role of family and trust in childhood sexual violence. Can you maybe elaborate to us on this aspect and its implications?
You know, I feel that now, especially in our generation now, children are they are no longer safe, whether at home, at school. We need to create a safe space for them, at home, at school, because now you find that a child is being raped at home. And as a mother or as a father, you're not aware. Sometimes they're being raped by their own biological fathers or an uncle or a brother or a neighbor. So they're not safe anyway. But what are we doing about that? Because this is not about us speaking to the leaders and saying, do this, do that. It's it's our responsibility, all of us as a community, you need to be there and support the children, whether it's your child, it's your niece, a neighbor, be out there and support them, create a safe space for them.
Mm. And I want to also touch on, when everything happened to you, did you at that moment have the courage to tell an elderly person to say, what, this has happened to me? Because often at times we get people that are afraid to speak up because one, some may not even know that they're being, sexually violated. Maybe it could be an age thing, it could be traditional or cultural, differences where someone is unable to figure out if this is what's supposed to happen to me or what is the cause. Because you're mentioning something so important is to say it's very important for us to create safe environments, but in that same breath, did you get a safe environment when you spoke out about what happened?
Look, immediately, because it happened at night, I could not keep that to myself. Immediately, I thought of police station. Like I need the nearest police station. Also, I was thinking of my health. What if this person, he's HIV or he has STD? I was having a lot of thoughts, so I had to react quickly, for the sake of my health as well. And he also tried to cut me with a knife. So there was a lot happening, so I had to react very fast. I could not keep it to myself. Immediately that same night, I sought for help. I reached out.
Mm. I mean, that was a courageous thing from you. And, for viewers who are watching right now, it could be, it could be parents, caregivers, teachers, or people that are, activists in the society and people that want change and who are protectors and who are safe for children. What advice would you say to them in terms of the conversation that they should be having with children about sexual violence, so that it's a normalized thing to say, if someone touches you here, this is inappropriate. How do you think they should go about that? Because a lot of times when children don't speak up, it's because of the kind of relationships they have built with their caregivers that they're unable to even speak when something unusual happens to them.
Look, I'm a mother. I have daughters. So I wouldn't want to see my daughters going through the same thing that I went through. So I speak about such things. We didn't have that. I didn't have that with my parents, whereby they would speak about sex or rape and all that. But now we are given a chance to do that with our children. We need to speak to them about these things. Don't shy away, because now if we don't and we hide this, they are also going to keep quiet if an uncle is touching them somewhere. So whether it's a friend, I always tell them, even if it's your friend or your sister or me, if I touch you, in some type of a way, speak, report it. So we need to teach our children about such things. Don't shy away because it's sex, it's this, it's that. No, because instead with me, I was molested. Do you know that I thought it was normal and I did it to other kids? Because I thought it was the right thing. But now, when I got to high school, I was taught about these things that, oh, it was not supposed to happen to me. What my uncle did to me, it was not right. And now I did it to other kids. I'm thinking we were playing. So we need to teach our children about these things. We need to make them aware so that they know it's not right, it's not normal. No child should be going through that.
Most
Mhm.
definitely, it's so important, and it just shows you, the responsibilities that come from being a caregiver, a mother, a father, or any decent member in society. Because we're all supposed to be a safe haven or safe spaces for children. But I want us to talk about the boy child, because a lot of times whenever we speak about sexual violence, nobody, or I feel like we don't speak about the boy child enough. but also the stats on children who are boys who are molested or sexually violated are also very high, and they're very alarming. What do you think a society can do to make sure that there's enough information, even, and even the boy children is included more, because right now as we're speaking on screen, we do see that, two boys face sexual violence, every second, which is very concerning. And we always make it seem like, no, it's always the girl child that's more in danger, but children as a whole are, in danger, and they are in need of, safe spaces. What do you think we can do to bridge the gap between knowledge and misinformation?
We also need to try to do something regarding the boys or the males, also create a safe space for them. I know, because we have this thing that a man should not cry, they shouldn't, they're not supposed to be emotional and not, no, that's not right. Because if we're going to say that, they're going to bottle up a lot, they're going to keep things, and then it's going to tear them apart. So it's going to break them. That's why now you have men who are grown up, they're abusive. Because now, if you check, you find that some of the perpetrators, they're not doing what they're doing to us because they like it. Maybe they're coming from an abusive background. They saw it, in their household. They saw it from their dad. They saw their dad doing it. They saw someone, or someone was doing something to them. Now they doing that to other people. So we need to also create a safe space for them, and have programs for them that they could come and also speak up. And this thing of the SAPS not taking them serious, it's also a problem, whereby a boy or a male or a man coming to the SAPS reporting a matter, whereby they are being abused, but they don't take them serious. So that's why you find some, they keep quiet. They don't report such, because now you're a man. You need to man up. You
Yeah.
must keep quiet, or you're not supposed to be experiencing such things. But they do experience that. We need to also support them as well, create a safe space for them. Thank you.
Most definitely, because you do hear, especially a lot of male survivors, when they speak about their stories, they only speak about it in adulthood because growing up they were not allowed or given the platform to do so. But I think it's also because of the cultural, norms that we have accustomed ourselves to, where if you grow up in a household where there's a boy and a girl, even if they are around the same age, for an example, if it's at night and they need to send one to the shop, they'll say, no, rather you go because you are a boy. It's safer for you to go. The girl must stay indoors because she must be more protected, because we give them an impression that should anything happen to you, it's okay, you can take it, you're a boy, or you are at a lesser risk of being molested or sexually violated than a girl. Whereas we're supposed to give people or teach people that both children are important, and they both are at risk, and they both deserve safe spaces. So now, as someone, who is an activist and who is a survivor, and who is very passionate about this topic, what would you give, what advice would you give for parents, caregivers who are watching right now, in terms of what do you do when you first find out that your child has been molested, or they come to you? Because I've realized also there's misinformation around that, where people don't know what to do with such information. Some of them even stay at home and say, we'll go the next morning and see, figure it out, and they don't know what steps to take immediately when either you have been molested yourself, or when you do have a friend or even a child that has been sexually violated.
People like us that went through such things, most of the times we very quiet. You know, you wouldn't know or see that something is wrong with me. But as a guardian, as a parent, whatever the case is, pay attention to your child. You can tell, why is she always in the room? Why is she quiet? Check, are you okay? Things like that. Check. Instead, with me, I was very suicidal from the age of 12 until my early 20s. No one knew about that. I was cutting myself, I was taking poison and all that. And every time that, are you okay? No, I'm just sick. You know, Imagine, from 12 years until my early 20s, they did not see any signs. So we need to check, have a relationship with your child, your niece, whatever the case is. Check up on them. Are you okay? Speak to them. If they cannot speak to you, find someone whereby they can talk to that person. Maybe they're afraid of speaking to you because you are too strict, because sometimes we become strict as parents. My parents were very strict. I couldn't share anything with them at that time. So you see how things are as parents or guardians. You need to become a best friend with your child, whether it's a daughter or son. Create that relationship with them. Because
Mo-
sometimes you find that they'll go out there and get the wrong information. They'll be misled by other people, by strangers, because you're not there. You know, you are there physically, but emotionally you're not there. You're not available. You're only there physically as a parent, but emotionally you are nowhere to be found.
Most definitely. I mean, in the story that you've also mentioned about your, experience where you said that the mother even wanted to bribe you. If you did not have a support structure, it would have easily happened where people from the outside can easily, tell your child that no, it's not a big deal, let it go, or things like that. But if they have you as a parent, they're able to stand for the truth and understand that they were, violated. Now, as our final thoughts, or wrapping up this amazing conversation with you, what are the final thoughts or call to action that you'd like to share with our audience regarding the film and its important message?
Look, this, it's a great initiative, you know. I say that I'm a voice for the voiceless. That's how I see this film. I'm a voice for the voiceless. You know, watch the film. It's very great. It's very awesome. You know, and I believe that us speaking up, the three of us, it's gonna help someone out there to heal. It's going to help someone out there to come up and speak up that, hey, I'm going through this. I need help. You know, we have people who are very silent and they don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. We are here as survivors as well. We have healed. Yes, we are also here. You know,
Most
let's do this thing together. Let's walk together in this journey. We are here. Also, Brave Movement is here. We are all in together.
I mean, that is such a great initiative, and that's great work that you're doing. And I'm sure the viewers are now wondering where can they watch this film. So please provide us with those details before we let you go.
You can watch the film on bravemovement.org.
I mean, Tabile, this has been such a fantastic interview with you, and I really, really appreciate the likes of you and people. I think we need more people in our communities who are the voice for the voiceless, because we are living in a very unjust world and so many things are happening. And it is people like you that continue to speak for the voiceless that, we think there's hope because of people like you. So thank you so much for sharing your story and, for just also being a light for those who might be in darkness.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Viewers at home, that was an amazing interview that I just had with Thabile Chauke, and she was just shedding light on a film that sheds light on the harsh reality of childhood sexual violence. And she did mention that if you want to watch it, make sure that you actually, head out to the website. And if you did miss it, go to our social media platforms, or do not be shy to send us a DM so that we can share the details with you so you can be informed and be part of the movement. But on that note, let's go to a quick break. We'll see you after this.